Hi, hello, and welcome back. It's another week, and it's also another reaction to another episode of Cowboy Bebop. This one is episode 7, which is GALILEO HUSTLE, and I've heard some pretty good things about this episode. I haven't heard details or anything like that, but I heard that it's sort of a fan favorite in terms of this new remake series, which honestly, it's very hard to even find fans of this series. I know that there's a lot of supporters, and I know that there's a lot of support for the cast of the Netflix remake, but there's not a lot of support for the show as a whole. And I feel like the internet representation for the fans of this show is, well, very underrepresented. And I'm sort of towing in the middle right now. I feel that the show has its merits, but I also feel that the show has its flaws. And these flaws are fatal flaws. They're not just run-of-the-mill, like, some of the framing looks kind of weird, some of the acting is a little hokey. No, it's like some of the dialogue just doesn't belong in anything. Some of the dialogue should be shot into space and shot directly into the sun and wiped from existence. Some of these lines in the show have been pretty absurd, and I personally don't like them, but I'm a pretty tepid supporter of the show so far. I haven't finished it yet, so really when the finale does roll in and I do a reaction of it, then my true colors will kind of come out. But for now, I'm sort of just cautiously optimistic about this show, and I think you guys have been following me long enough, and I think you guys are done with me talking, so how about I just go ahead and watch the episode? Would you guys like that? All right, let's do it.
Still with the migraines?
8 days and counting.
The big, nature's cure.
You had one orgasm. Now you're getting cocky.
But you know that's not real, right? It's fantasy.
What I can't tell is real is whether or not I'm into butts or boobs.
I guess this was another debate for you guys. Yeah. Butts or boobs? It's not an appropriate question, but for anyone who wants to answer, please let me know down below. I'm not going to disclose my answer. Just guess what kind of person I am. Okay? There you go.
Hello, darling.
Oh, no. Is that a Karen?
Okay.
Don't we all want to do that to a Karen? I'm not saying I want to hit women. How do I say that? I'm just not going to say it.
You should know, I've been crewing with cowboys.
I personally love the color grading in this episode so far. Okay, talking through the intro once more. Looks like that woman whose name is escaping me, the one that she was about to make a call to, or in a call with, episode 4 or 5 or something like that. It looks like she found Faye, and now she's asking Faye if she could bum a ride, which, let's be honest, we all have those friends that bum rides. We don't like them, okay? So what gives us the right to even like this person? Not cool. And also, she has her identikit, or at least Faye has her identikit at stake here, so it's very important for her. And hopefully this is an episode that is... I just choked. I hope that this is an episode that explores Faye a little bit more, and we get to know a little bit more about her character, her background, and get to understand the mystery behind this new woman who looks like she wants to speak to your manager. I just get the vibe. Don't you? Don't you get that vibe from her? Yeah, I hope this episode also gets to explore a little bit more of Spike as well. And yeah, so far loving the color grading for this. It kind of reminds me of a Wes Anderson film. If you guys haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom, the color grading for that seems very similar to this. So, I don't know, I dig it. I just dig it. Alright, back to reacting to the rest of the episode.
Thank God she has you two for backup.
Backup, huh?
What's... Oh! How did you...
Oh, your posture.
Makes me want to fix my posture. I want an adjustment so bad. I get so jealous of those YouTube videos where they get the adjustments and you hear those big cracks. Sounds like you're opening a bag of Lay's chips. Oh, I want that bad.
I can't ask a father to miss his daughter's recital just to help me with my personal problem.
Forgot that Jay had a daughter. She's come up like very little since the last episode with Ayn. So yeah, it's nice to know that we're gonna revisit that.
Jed, Santo does have the best comms infrastructure of any city. What? I got a soft spot for mommies.
You're a sick man, Spike's people.
Talking about mothers. Motherhood. It's a lovely calling. Mommies make the pain go away.
I bet.
Everybody loves a nice story.
Even if it's fake.
He's alive and you didn't tell me? When have you ever been nostalgic?
I mean, maybe it's just good booze. Alright?
I could have gone to him. Weren't you the one telling me in this very office that I should leave Vicious?
If you run to him, you're gonna spend the rest of your life running, looking over your shoulder, wondering when Vicious' blade will come.
Who's to say that won't happen if I stay?
She's got a point. She's got a point. Okay. Stupid. Ooh, I like this stuff.
Look at Faye's body language. Mm-hmm. I mean, arms crossed, defensive.
Right.
I don't think Spike's looking at her body language.
Do they really look related?
No, they don't. They look nothing alike. She looks more like her manager than her mom.
She ever tell you about her one-woman band? Her botched quinceañera?
Her botched quinceañera? So Faye is Hispanic. Or maybe anyone can have a quinceañera. I gotta ask my girl.
She was homeschooled.
Explaining much.
Just like I ain't falling for this bullshit.
You'll never be safe from Vicious. At least not while he's still alive.
I sound like Scooby-Doo just now. Ooh. Is she gonna kill Vicious? Yeah, there we go. I think she gets it. Had that never crossed her mind that she could just knock Vicious off? It's probably too hard to do it. She'd probably get killed. This woman has been around. She is every Karen in the universe. It's just one person, it's her.
Oh, shit.
Everything that happened before I woke up, basically my entire life, I don't remember.
So you have brain damage.
No. So I...
You lied! I brought you on my goddamn ship in my home.
I always did have my suspicions.
Spike!
Okay.
I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Okay. I like that, but also I don't buy... I'll have more to say about it. I feel like that would be a lot deeper if I felt like they actually were getting closer. I don't know.
Holy shit. It's the Mink.
Iron Mink.
The most notorious arms dealer in the solar system.
Shit.
Hello. Labov moya.
You want me, you're gonna have to go through my friends first.
The hell he does?
Nope.
You are disgusting. Shameless. Ravishing.
Put me down as scared and horny.
Like I tell you, I may be a natural blonde, but
Are
I'm
you
not
fucking kidding me?
Oh no, it's Testicle Guy. I hope those aren't testicles on the table right there.
Shall I come back after the mincing and preening part of the day is over?
Guys, I don't know why. Vicious, now I'm looking at him and I just can't help but laugh. I don't know why. Something about the actor. It's just like, I'm not laughing at him. I feel like I'm laughing with him, but I have no idea why. Maybe it's because it looks like his hair is really frizzy. He looks like Monica in that one episode where she went to Hawaii. I don't know, man. I'm just in a different mood today where I'm just like, this just looks hilarious to me right now.
The elders will swear a death note.
Death Note? Oh no. Not a good idea, Netflix. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, no. Please tell me that's... I was joking about the testicle thing. Disgusting. Why is this... Whose idea was it that we'd get a man eating another man's testicles in this show? I don't know.
He must really love you.
Oh. He did good, huh?
I handed it to you when I was doing my lipstick. Remember?
Oh, yes. The ticket. Wow, I think I lost it.
And if you've done your exercises like I told you, I mean, nobody likes parking a motorcycle in a two-car garage.
Oh,
Please, I need you to
Oh
move.
my God. You just touched my mother's boob. Did you see what he just did? He just touched my mother's boob.
I demand to see your manager.
Oh my god, they are Karens. Oh no. Maybe we're getting Karens all wrong in the media. Maybe they're just con artists. Maybe this is all just part of the plan. All part of the big intergalactic plan to con their way through the universe. Okay? First, can I speak to your manager? And then, can I speak to your leader? Huh? I think I nailed it.
You know, marital strife rarely inspires good decisions.
I know exactly what I'm asking. He offered you what? 2%? I'm offering you the entire throne.
And what exactly do you get with this
What? Do you guys feel like, man, some of the editing is just like, there should be a cut, but then it just holds on the character for way too long. And I'm like, it's not even like for a dramatic pause. It just kind of feels like it's forgetting to cut to the next person. I don't know. I'll talk more about that at the end. That's cool. I love that little car. I mean, it's broken, but I love it. And I also like how her bracelet has a little key in it. That's cool. I should do that.
Admit it. We have fun.
Yeah, when you're not manipulating me or trying to steal my identity. I'm a survivor because of you.
I have to admit, leaving you was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I didn't plan on leaving when I did, Faye. I loved our little life together. I wasn't ready for it to be over.
Well, a fantasy's just a fantasy. It wasn't real.
You know what the difference between reality and fantasy is? Your perception. Fantasies can be as real as you want them to be.
Yeah, I don't know how much to believe from her fake mom. But, no, not fake mom. Mom. There we go. Quotes. I don't know if I believe everything she's saying, but you know what? If she means it, then that's kind of sweet. Even though she's kind of abusive and terrible as a mother. But you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, that's so cool. That's such a cool little piece of technology. I would love one of those, man. Imagine concerts. Oh my god. That would be incredible. But the only bad thing is if there's a tall person in front of you, it doesn't really solve that solution, so. But you don't have to fight through traffic. You don't have to leave your house. You can just get your little hockey puck and then project yourself anywhere you want to go. I think that's sweet. Yeah, that's fun.
Wow. Look at you.
I'm the sun.
I wonder what that store clerk is thinking. He's like, this guy just come. I mean, he probably sees it every day, but out of context, it's kind of funny. Guy's just talking to himself in his store.
Would you mind send me some of those pics?
Of course. I'll make sure we get at least one of Kimmy with the flowers you got her.
Oh, I'm not talking about the kid. I want different kinds of pics.
I'd fight the world to make sure I showed up.
Spike fighting for his life outside. This is great. I like this. You know what? They get it right sometimes. I mean, this is totally not from the anime, but that's good. Okay? I like it when they make a choice for certain characters that diverge from the original, and it still works. Jet's such a sweetheart, and it's totally in character. Gruff exterior, but a soft, gooey interior. Is it empty? Oh, it's a VHS tape. Wow. Is she from the 90s?
Fuck are you?
It's gonna be like Fry from Futurama. She was a pizza delivery girl. Okay, there we go. A little bit of payoff there.
Need something, fella?
how does it work though? Like, what does he see? He sees the concert, but can he also perceive what's happening where he really is? I don't know, but still a cool concept.
Good, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Hello.
Hello, it's me, fake Russian guy. You know what? Maybe he is actually Russian, and I'm just assuming, but maybe I just haven't heard a good Russian accent, but every time I hear a Russian accent in anything, it always just sounds fake to me. But I'm not an expert, so.
Why?
Word gets out. Iron Mink was conned. I lose face.
I am Iron Mink.
I'm begging you.
Who are you to beg?
Her daughter.
I don't have a daughter.
Saddle stitch.
Пиздец.
Oh.
Shit!
He heard the safe word.
Like we couldn't come up with another one.
Ah, it's a big con.
But now we make love.
What? Yes, we.
Oh my god. Ew. Was this like sexual role play? This entire thing?
Oh.
I thought safe words were for you to stop having sex. I didn't know it was
some kind of a kink role play.
safe word to start sex. That's a new level of kinkdom. It's like a trigger word. It's kind of like the Winter Soldier, except if you say the trigger words, he just starts humping everybody.
Mama likes it.
Now, to my sheep.
Wow.
What about her?
I sent Gregor to fetch her. She has family. Perhaps I put Tracker on her too.
You're gonna need an amazing father to her.
Faye's like, yeah, I'm out of here. Oh, it's her clamp ship. I forgot what it's called.
Bye, Mom.
Cool. At least she got it.
That's my girl.
I don't know if I like that, but you know what? I feel like I do. I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. That's kind of funny.
I might have been a bit of a
dick.
Hi, me in the future. It's, me. How are you? Are you doing all right? Myself 15 years from now. It's almost impossible to imagine. Are you alone? Or is there a wonderful person sitting next to me? Well, even though you don't mean to, but it's gonna be all right. Today you are who you are today. You're still me, but no version. And you're not perfect, but you got a lot to give. So always remember, I'm rooting for your future self.
We're beautiful, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom.
Wow. Wow. That was a really beautiful ending to that. And of course, I will find something to nitpick about that. Just kidding, but that was beautiful. That was a beautiful little ending to that, and it's pretty much what I asked for. And I think a lot of the commenters on the last video were like, "Oh, don't worry, you'll get what you wanted in the next episode," and we did. Yeah, that was a really sweet, beautiful moment with Faye watching that VHS tape that I think her mother recorded, or she did it as sort of a time capsule for her future self. And obviously it was way further than 15 years. It's interesting that she put that in there before she went to cryo. I'm curious on whether they're going to explore more of why Faye put herself into cryo sleep. But yeah, I feel emotionally satisfied. It didn't quite bring me to tears, but I don't know, I always feel like that's the goal for a lot of those moments where it's like, hey, if he's not crying, then he didn't feel it. No, I felt it. I have a hard time getting there emotionally. But I thought that was really sweet. I felt that was a really sincere moment that we got to see. Much more sincere than that moment between her and Mel, I think the mechanic from the last episode. I just feel like that reveal of her past would have hit a lot harder for this episode, if it were revealed in this episode. And I feel like them feeling betrayed that Faye didn't really tell them about her being in cryosleep or having amnesia, I felt that felt a little bit forced. Just because why would they get so upset about her? They already sort of didn't trust her, and they already felt like she was a little bit scheming to begin with. So why is this such a huge red flag for them? I thought that was a little bit odd, but they kind of just ditched that halfway through the episode, so it was kind of weird that they had that little argument to begin with. That was kind of my main issue with the episode at the beginning, but then it really does just kind of wrap up really nicely at the end. And these are sort of the moments I live for in Cowboy Bebop, and for it to stamp itself and make itself separate from the original, I think there is something here, like a spark of hope in this show, or in this episode, if they can really just capture the spirit of these characters and really rely on these characters' backgrounds and depth and their darkness and their regrets and sorrows and things like that, and still balance that with the comedy. I think this episode did it really well. There are some things in the episode I wasn't like, gung-ho about, but a lot of what this episode did was carry itself in a way that felt like the pacing was working. It felt like it was building up to something, and the emotional payoff was really great. So in terms of everything, I think this is a very stellar episode. I think in terms of the other episodes, this is a standout. I would say that this might be my favorite episode so far. It's right up there with at least the Dark Side Tango episode, and I feel like that one I liked a lot more because of its stylistic choices. This one I feel like its emotional weight and its development of the characters and them sort of understanding Faye and them becoming more comrades and becoming a lot more vulnerable towards each other is very important. And also seeing Jet being able to watch and witness his daughter's recital where she played the son, by the way, did a great job. I mean, who could be a better son than his daughter? That was stupid. Yeah, overall, this episode was just exploring a lot of the characters, and Spike already had his episode in the last episode, and this is more of Spike being an observer and more of a background character. But that's the thing I really loved about the original, and that's what I really like about this episode, is that while all the characters are getting more play in each of their own individual episodes, they have, certain characters that they focus on per episode in the original series. This one does the same thing, but while that's happening, it's not like the rest of the main cast is just second fiddle or anything like that. They're having their own like B plots in the background that seem interesting on their own. Like Spike is in the background fighting a bunch of guys, fighting the Iron Mink, or who he thinks is the Iron Mink. He's fighting off these goons in the background while Jet's at a concert across the universe in like an auto shop. I just thought that was really funny, and it was a really great comedic framing, I guess, like a Mel Brooks film where, there'll be exposition in the foreground, but then there's always something funny in the back. That way there's consistently humor throughout the entire movie of a Mel Brooks film, and I really love that, and I like that they kind of touched on that in this episode. I will talk about some things I didn't love, just so we can get them out of the way, and I feel like I've been sort of praising this episode a little bit too much, and me, I gotta find something to not like, right? Classic me. But yeah, I think that this episode, while carrying a lot of emotional weight, does have a problem with editing. I really felt it with Julia's moments in this episode. I felt that there was that moment between Julia and Mao where the dialogue just kind of held on it just a little bit longer. Like there's a certain beat that you follow with certain dialogue scenes or certain monologue scenes or just any scenes in general when you're watching in television. And I don't know why, but the human mind perceives weird editing. And maybe it's just the way that we kind of perceive our own conversations, but when we feel that there's an awkward silence, I'm very aware of it, and I feel like others might be aware of it. There was this weird pause between some of her lines, and I was like, so, okay, like, let's cut to the next one. That's just sort of how I felt. So it's not really a knock on dialogue as much as it is a knock on the editing. And I think Julia in this episode actually really does step it up. I feel like she has a lot more agency. She's a lot more of a character than Vicious at this point. Vicious to me is just hilarious. I don't know why. He just gives me like Draco Malfoy energy, where it's just fun to see him just all riled up and prissy and like pissed off. Like I don't really take him seriously, but I kind of like that a little bit. I don't know if I'm laughing at him or I'm laughing with him. So I'm still conflicted on how I feel, and I feel like the payoff by the end of this series will sort of envelop my feelings and, you know, wrap that up in some of them. But yeah, right now, Vicious is just hilarious to me. I just think he's so funny. I just love seeing him squirm. And I don't know, that's what I really dig about his character. But I think Julia is definitely getting a lot more play in this. I think she is actually beginning to act in this episode. I can see the clocks turning in her head. I like that we can actually see her with goals in mind. I like how she is more in on the secrets. And yeah, she just has a lot more agency. And that's kind of what I was asking for. So good on that. Just the editing for some of these scenes is a little bit weird. There are those pregnant pauses that I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of. I'm just like, ugh. Makes it feel a little bit awkward. Makes it feel like the lines have a little bit more hang time than they need. So that's all I'll say about that, since I feel like I'm repeating myself. But yeah, I think that a lot of these characters are getting more play. I think by episode 7, yes, by episode 7, a lot of these characters should be fleshed out more. And I feel that in terms of the main cast on the Bebop crew, by the way, guys, where's Ein? Where's Ein? Didn't see him once in this episode, so curious, who's taking care of Ein? You know, weird, right? Is anyone getting that feeling? Like, where's Ein at? Okay, anyways. But besides that, the main Bebop crew are pretty phenomenal right now. I really like their chemistry with each other. And my thoughts on Faye, in terms of just where I'm at right now with that character, I think she turned me around to that character a lot in this episode. I think I took a complete 180. I'm all for it. I love Daniella Pineda's performance in this episode. Little characterizations for these characters that I wasn't quite in love with, I'm a little bit more endeared to because of you guys leaving your comments down below, and very thought-provoking comments, by the way, so thank you. I really do appreciate it, and also thanks for watching. I'm throwing that in here. But yeah, I really turn around with Faye, and I feel like it's just really Faye's episode. I feel like this episode, and not only this episode, but the past few episodes, were really just a catch-up for that character. When I was like, there's not really a lot of her in the first 3 episodes, and then all of a sudden we're at episode 7, I feel like she's the most developed character. Now I hope we get a much deeper exploration of Spike, because I feel like it's his turn, or at least a Spike and Jet central episode. I feel like that's in turn, or at least an Ein episode, you know? Like, there are hints that Ein knows a little bit more than he does. He's not just a normal dog, or at least it was clued at, so maybe we will get a whole episode that is from Ein's perspective. I think that would be really cute, but you know, there's 3 more episodes left, so maybe they won't waste it on a dog. But he's not just any dog, he's Ein. But that aside, I really enjoyed this episode. I don't really think I have too many problems, besides the ones that you guys already know. The overuse of Dutch angles was, you know, it's a little bit annoying, but at this point I'm like, you guys already know that already. I think if they were going to do another season of this, I think maybe changing the DP would be great, or at least changing the direction of how they frame shots would be excellent. But those are just some minor things. For me, in terms of the story and development of characters, I think they're doing a phenomenal job if they stay on this track like they did with this episode. Make it more emotional, explore these characters, have longer exchanges of dialogue between these characters, let them get to know each other. And I think if we do that, then we really touch at the heart of what made the show special in the original. And if we do that, then this will also give the show a new identity if they take these characters in new directions, like I think they are. And I really hope that this show doesn't end the exact same way that the last one does. And I feel like, based on internet trolls or whatever online who are just saying there can't be a season 2, who are very upset about how the first season ended, I'm gonna guess that it doesn't end like the original. So who knows? And you know what? I don't want to call them trolls. They have their right to be angry. Understand why you'd be upset. But yeah, right now, I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing a second season if it's going to look a lot like this episode. Also, I want to touch on Faye's mother. I thought she was a really fun performer. I thought she was ridiculous, but in a really charming way. I like the chemistry between her and Daniella Pineda. I thought that was wonderful, seeing that interaction. The Iron Mink was an interesting character, but he ended up being a lot goofier than I thought, and I don't know why, but I kind of like these one and done villains when they come in and make an impact and you kind of remember them based on their performance. I thought he was kind of goofy. The Eastern European or Russian accent I always think is really funny when it's in this world, because it just kind of stands out. I'm not saying Russian or Eastern European accents are funny. I'm just saying I'm watching Hawkeye right now and the Tracksuit Mafia, and then seeing this, it's kind of like these characters are all kind of goofy. So I'm saying the characters being goofy themselves makes the accent seem goofy. I don't know. I feel like I'm treading really rough territory here. What I'm saying is I don't think the accents are goofy. I just think the characters happen to have the same accents and they're goofy characters. Okay? Wow. It's like walking on fire. So yeah, I actually really appreciated that. I thought it was kind of funny how the safe word was to trigger them to get it on. Really did kind of work for the character, because the mother did end up being sort of loving, even though she was not a good mother by any means, and she was well aware of that, and so was Faye. I like that she was still this caring mother deep down, but not quite good enough to be a real mom, but good enough to be something for Faye. I thought that was nice. I thought that was a touching moment between the two. The issues I had with this episode are pretty much the same issues that I had with the previous episodes, and you can go ahead and watch those episode reactions if you'd like. I actually encourage you to. But yeah, those same little minor problems I had in them, I have with this, because stylistically, a lot of those choices they're going to make are going to carry over throughout this entire season. So just know that whatever choices they make in terms of color grading or shot composition or editing are going to carry over into this. But in this episode, I actually really liked the color grading. Sometimes they get it right and sometimes they don't. But yeah, that's it, guys. Just kind of minor nitpicks visually, but overall the episode I think was one of the best in this series so far. And I still haven't even got to the finale, so we'll see from there. But yeah, guys, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys enjoy it as much as I did, or was this like one of your poo-poo episodes? You're like, ugh, this episode stunk. So if you guys thought that way, please let me know in the comments down below why you felt that way, or let me know down below why you liked it so much. I would love to hear it. I love hearing and seeing some of the same familiar faces down below, leaving comments. Really do appreciate it, and I try my best when I have the time to respond. That's the word. I got it the first time. So yeah, I do really appreciate that, and if you guys could go ahead and leave a like on the video, and also maybe subscribe if you haven't, that would be really cool. I would be very happy about that, and that's all I'll say. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope that you are happy, waking up and excited to do the things that you do. I hope that you are all healthy and staying safe out there and being kind to one another. So that's it for this video. That's all I got. So as always, guys, I will see you later.